I like to try to like make things go faster, easier with less friction, like the Amazon mentality. Because when I started, it was like, okay, it was cool like that I didn't have to go to their house. They were like, wow, you don't have to come here. And then now it's like, I want a freaking instant quote right now. My wife's like, aren't you bummed? You're like writing all those checks. I'm like, hell no, I'm not bummed. This means we made money.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't have a greedy mentality. I think it all comes from wanting to help people. You know, I was helped when I started in the industry. And so I was just like trying to help people like, hey, this is what I've learned. Do this. And they're like, I got work. Do you want to do this? And once they learn how to do the shit, send them jobs. It can, if it says they're a return customer, it instantly pings your CRM and looks up that customer based upon the caller ID and will pull up and be like, hey, I noticed we cleaned your windows 4 months ago. Do you want the same service or is something different this time? It does all of that. Didn't ask for the phone number. It'll say,
without a doubt, this is the future. Without a doubt. Trevor Steele with Through the Noise podcast. It's been a long time. I think it's been nearly a year since I did my last podcast. Your boy's been slacking, but we're here and I'm excited. I've got Jeremy Jennings, J-Dog from California. We've got one thing in common. We're both diehard fishermen, and I'm super excited to get to know him better. We went ice fishing with a bunch of dudes from the pressure washing industry a couple months back, and that was enlightening for both of us. You know, Western boy and then a Southern boy. But anyway, J-Dog, Jeremy Jennings, tell us a little bit about yourself, and let's get this thing going.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, Trevor. I appreciate it. I don't know. My background's not pressure washing. I started a pressure washing company. Oh gosh, now it's like 13 years ago. And I just started it just to give my friends a job. My background is sales and marketing. That's what I've done growing up. And I had some money to invest in a new business. One of my friends had washed before. And I said, well, I looked at the market back then and nobody knew how to do marketing. And I knew I could outrank them on Google. So I said, I'll generate the calls, close the deals. If you guys will do all the work, but I'm not doing the work. I'll go out in the beginning, learn about pressure washing so I can quote it accordingly, but I don't have any desire to be spraying water. And my friends were down. They said, yep, I'm in, let's go, let's do it. So we were from 0 to 60 real quick. When I started with just back then, just one technician and a helper. And I hired a sales guy right out the gate and just made the phone ring. So that was, I wanted to go fast. I started the pay-per-clicks and got the phone ringing and started doing deals. I knew nothing about pressure washing. I actually didn't even own a pressure washer.
I love that.
Didn't even own a pressure washer when I sold my first deal. I don't know. We'll go into that a little bit more, but let's talk about the.
I'm taking notes. I'm definitely going to come back to that. I definitely want to talk about the sales guy right out of the gate. That takes a certain amount of confidence that you don't see in this industry very often. So I definitely want to circle back to that.
We will. I just wanted to touch it because you had a good point when we were talking earlier about the stigma behind like subcontracting. You really don't hear about it in our industry. It's more common in GCs, when they're building like a construction project and you're like, you got stuff, different, parts going on, or like a big company, national company that gets contracts, CVSs throughout the United States, and they got to find people to do job one here and their jobs. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing this locally. I'm not doing this in other states. I have no desire to do it in any other states. There's plenty of dirt around here to do what we need to do. And I think that local, that person to person touch, like being able to do that is a huge, not a selling point, but it makes it work easier. And it's not the right model for everybody. Like if you don't like talking to people, if you just like going and doing a job and working, then you're a perfect subcontractor for me. So like if that's your type of person, you're not the person to go out and talk to a whole bunch of people. This is probably not the right model for you. Keep doing what you're doing. But when I started this company, it was just to give my friends a job. I wasn't looking to get a whole bunch of trucks and grow, and I didn't have those goals written on the board. I didn't have all that. I already had my marketing company. I'm like, cool, this is fun. Let's do this. And I was like, oh man, there's a lot to pressure washing. It's not just closing deals. Like you actually have to do the work and figure out how to do it. So me, I'm online. The guys are out in the field. I'm on the forums. This is before Facebook groups. So we're like in the PWI forums and stuff. And I find all these people that were willing to help me. And I'm like, wow, man, these guys are so cool. Like they've already done everything. They have all the information right here online. So I just read and kept reading, found the right people to network with. reached out to them and said, hey, I like all your stuff. And I just found the right people to surround myself with to help me get to where I needed to go. And I think that same mentality applies to if you're going to do this subcontracting model to locally or to like your quote unquote competitors.
It seems like there's a race to figuring this out in our industry right now, because we are a young industry. Pressure washing has only been around for, I don't know, 50 years or something. Nothing like plumbing or electrical or roofing. Contracting in general has been around forever, but the concept of washing the exterior of anything is not that long ago. We're really behind in a lot of ways, but it's kind of a race to figure out the best model. I've tried them all except this one, which is why when I heard this when we were ice fishing, I said, all right, I got to hear a little more about this. So right now, I'm paying bonus pay structure. So my guys, my lead techs, we work in singles. If you're a lead tech, you have a truck and you work by yourself. And those guys are making, we're in the season right now, they're making $1,200 to $1,500 a week. So it's really good pay, but I'm still finding it difficult to retain and recruit quality talent. Of course, I'm in a small town. It might be a little bit different for you, and that could go the other way too. Your concept might not work well for me because I'm in such a small town. So either way, I'm super interested to dive into this deeper. And then you have the other model where you just, basically are a lean farm for leads. And you're just farming leads and pumping them out like a Yelp or Angie's List, and certainly nobody wants to be that guy, right?
Nope.
You don't want to be that. So how do you do that unless you build a franchise? And then when you get into building a franchise, and the scalability in this industry is extremely difficult. I'm 23 years in. I'm telling you, it's extremely difficult, but not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying nobody's done it. Nobody.
Some people tried, and they get close. There's some decent ones going,
But there's no Stanley steamer of pressure washing. Nobody's really done it. But you're right. There's several 20 plus, maybe even $40 million pressure washing companies that do exist, but they're legs of an existing platform.
And took a bunch of work.
Tons of work.
I don't like working. I like fishing.
I love it. So all right, that brings up a good point. The subcontracting model, the picture, you can't hardly see it. Let me make us disappear for a second if I can make that work. The picture of you laying on the back of a sport fisherman or some sort with a giant tuna next to you. That is Jeremy Jennings, right? So you're able to do that because of your subcontracting model, right?
Correct.
Speak into that.
Yep. So basically, I don't want a headache. So again, I want to fish more. So I don't want a bunch of employees. I don't want to be a babysitter. I don't want to buy a bunch of trucks and do all that stuff. I have a problem. My problem is I had too much work and not enough equipment and people. I don't want to hire a bunch of people. So what do? I find people that got their own equipment, took the time to learn how to do this, get their own insurance, and do all this. They invested their money and their time, and they're working out there. I go, hey, do you want work? Yes, I want work. Awesome. Let's go have a beer. If I like you, we'll start doing work together. And that's pretty much when I started. I found one guy, ended up being locally here in one of the forums, Igor. A lot of people know him. He's been around forever. Igor Zarek. And I said, hey, let's go have a beer. Familiar. Yep. Had a beer with him. We sat there and he's like, hey, I go, I know I have 2 jobs and I already got these many jobs. He's like, well, I could do those for you. I go, okay. And then it just sort of like grew from that. It wasn't like an intentional, like, this is my business plan and what I'm going to do. My problem was I had more work than what we could do or knew how to do. Like some of the shit we were getting at that time, I didn't even know how to do this stuff, because when you first start, you're taking everything on, I was like,
right.
Well, I got a guy doing a gas station at night. I can't have him go wash a house in the morning and I only have one truck. So it's like, I can't burn that guy. I can't hire. So it's sort of like an ends to a means how I stumbled across this stuff. Back to your point about how I have time to do stuff. Obviously, I don't have to babysit a lot of employees. So there's a lot less on that side of things. And I automate as much of the business as possible. I know it goes against like a lot of their models where they're like, no, you don't want to automate this. You got to have that personal touch. But there's ways to have that personal touch without having a human in front of a human. Videos, things like that. So I'm very tech savvy, I would like to say, but I like to try to like make things go faster, easier with less friction, like the Amazon mentality. Because when I started, it was like, okay, it was cool like that I didn't have to go to their house. They were like, wow, you don't have to come here. And then now it's like, I want a freaking instant quote right now. Like, tell me, I went the quote yesterday. Like, why do you have to come look at my house? Like, you can't tell me how much it is right now. Why not? Like the mentality over time, over the last 10 years with Amazon has changed people's thought processes and what they're expecting. So
It's interesting because I don't want to interrupt you, but
Yeah.
I used to be the exact same way. Actually, the main headline on our website said instant-ish quotes, and I was trying to be funny, right? It's just, but we were instant, and we were instant because we were so fast to reply. We didn't build the systems in like you have where it actually does the estimating for you. We just were that good at it, right? So we would pump out an estimate within literally 45, 60 seconds, and they would get it. So we called it instant-ish. And it worked out really well. And I think I dominated my market very fast by doing that. And when I say this, I sold the business and got back into the business during COVID. So I'm on my 5th season now back. So this time around, I tried to go that route where everything is, you don't have to call us. If you want to text, you can text, but that's not necessary either. You request a quote, we send it out, boom, boom, done. But I've discovered, and again, this is the small town versus big town thing, that I was leaving a lot of money on the table, a lot of money on the table. So what we did was we created basically a criteria for when somebody calls in. A CSR's job is to ask 4 or 5 questions, I can't remember, scripted questions that will determine whether or not we're going to send somebody out. So it's like, if the house is over 4,000 square feet, we're going to send somebody out. If they are asking for more than 3 services, we're going to send somebody out, that kind of stuff. And without a doubt, our average ticket doubled and our conversion rate went up. Again, that could just be our small market. And also it's a retirement town. So there's an age factor here at play. So it's not a one size fits all type deal.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I mean, we have a lot of elderly customers as well. And, they'll call, oh, can you just come and look, like you, if we get a 5,000, 6,000 square foot house, it's something unique, we got to go, like that's just what it's going to be for us out here. The cost of having a person to go out, because the way when we present, we focus mainly on residential for most of it. Like I get a lot of organic stuff. So we do, I would say like 70-30, like 70% residential, 30%, depends on the time of year. Let's call it 60-40, 60 residential, 40 commercial. Commercials, I call the sub, how much you want for this job. We're doing it weekly. You tell me a price, I mark it up, I sell the deal. It's easy. Commercials, like you go look at, you just tell me, when do you want to do it? What route can you put it on? Same thing. Like if it's a big project, we'll go walk it together and then tell me where you're at. And that's how you come up with the price. It's a subcontractor. So the residential side, we present packages. So I was able to get our average ticket instead of having to, send somebody out and upsell. Now, don't get me wrong. Can we increase our average ticket by, I would say, at least 15% to 20% by sending a human out there? Yes, absolutely. Can I increase our closing rate about 10 to 12%? Yes, absolutely, by sending somebody out there. But once I back out those numbers, the math doesn't work. Like, you're making more money, but it's costing you this much more. So those are the things that I look at. And out here, it takes forever to go anywhere. Like, I mean,
yeah, I was going to say that
you go one place, you're wasting a half a day, no matter where it's at. Like, it's just, it's
that's not
crazy.
The case for us. Like we do not travel further than 10 miles ever, pretty much. I mean, we're
not going that far either. It's the traffic.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, we don't have that either. We're at a very small coastal town. And so, that's a great point, that if somebody calls and says, I'd really like to meet with somebody, and we're kind of in a hurry, we can make that happen. It's not a big inconvenience, but for you, it would be. Yeah. So that makes total sense.
It's far and few between when I go out to customers or we send somebody. But again, that's why we're talking, so we can run different ideas and everybody can see what's out there and how people are doing things differently. There's no right or wrong way or anything. It's just, this is how we do it. And that's why we're here to share. Yeah, exactly.
So can we talk about numbers and percentages, or are you kind of
like what, as far as like what I pay?
Yeah, and how you pay, how you structure it, how you track it, how you get the metrics.
We use House Call Pro. So let me rewind. We use Responsibid on the front end for all of our residential. I build it out. We offer packages. Our average ticket for residential is $1,800, which is pretty damn good for residential. And we don't detail windows. Our top package is just a spot-free rinse with the water-fed pool. But you want us to take screens out inside the detail, here's a window detailer. Here's their phone number. Get the middle package. Don't worry about the spot-free windows. Call the window detailer. He's an awesome guy. Like, that's not our jam. We're trying. I didn't tell you. Like, our most of our at work day, or their work days, I should say, range between 4 to maybe 6 hours. Like from door to door. Like when the subs go So
Right.
we're Southern California, not trying to kill ourselves. We could, you'll get those hungry guys. I want to go out and do 2 jobs or whatever. That's not type of environment that, that we're trying to do. We're not that like, go, 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 just get as much as we can. We pay very well. Back to your question about percentages, commercial jobs, one-off jobs, route work, all that stuff. I ask them what they want to get paid. What do you want to get paid? Once you've been doing it for enough years, you know what they want to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
So then I go, okay, I put my markup on top of that. I know what they're going to want to get paid, but it takes a while to get that relationship, So like if it's a new person, just every time ask them, hey, what do you want to do this job, man? And they're like, yeah, it costs this much. Okay. The percentages doesn't really matter at that point. Residential side, and we have to talk about this too, like how do you find these people? Like how do you get these people to do this? So so residential, same thing with residential. If they're new, like say, hey, I have this house wash, like what do you want for this? And if they say X amount of dollars and you would have charged this, just charge what you normally would charge and pay them what they want. And if you made really good profit on it, throw some extra in there for them. Like I love paying up. I love writing fat checks to all my subs because that means I made money. You like that?
Exactly.
I love that. Like it's just every day I'm just like, my wife's like, aren't you bummed? You're like writing all those checks. I'm like, hell no, I'm not bummed. This means we made money.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't have a greedy mentality. I think it all comes from wanting to help people. I was helped when I started in the industry. And so I was just like trying to help people like, hey, this is what I've learned. Do this. And they're like, I got work. Do you want to do this? And once they learn how to do the shit, send them jobs. So that's pretty much how it formed, was just that.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Tell me a little bit about that. So what, you have like a group with all your subs in it?
Oh yeah. So
Does that get ugly sometimes?
No. All the subs are in there and a bunch of other SoCal pressure washers. That's it. Just everybody here in Southern California. As the circle grew, it was getting hard for me to remind people, hey, Friday, we're all meeting up here. That's when I would pay everybody. We'd all break bread and have fun. Like every Friday I would schedule easy jobs. And that's like, we were doing that and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I couldn't keep tabs on telling everybody where we're going to be or what time or if we're there. So I formed the group, send everybody in there, say, hey, we can communicate through here. And then it just blew up. And like, now I have we do like 4 big meetups a year. We have like 25 to 50 contractors come in. Cool. I bring fish that I catch where they cook it up. And, Craig Harrison, Russ Johnson, John Literary, they're all sponsors of the group and they take care of us and send us product. And it's, it's a good, and all we do is help. Like if I see a new person pop up, I guess this is going on, like, how do you build this network? So this is sort of going on to that.
Jump into it.
You want to keep going? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how you find these people, it's number one, you have to have the work. If you don't have the work, don't even worry about it. Like getting the work done is the easy part. A lot of people think it's the hardest. Like, how do I do this? I'm not worried. Like, no, that's easy. Like, make that phone ring, get that deal. Like, that's the hard part, is getting the deal. I mean, that's the hardest thing. Keeping track of it all is there too, but that's why we have software. We were talking about scheduling. So I'm going to go back to like House Call Pro. I use that. Our subs, I have them set up, as employees, but they're subs, and I dispatch jobs to them because I have a shared calendar with them, so I can tell when they book their own work. Like, their calendar doesn't have to tell me like what they're doing or anything. It can just be like, not available here. We have a shared Google calendar.
You just answered one of my questions. Are they allowed to have other work? You don't tell them.
100%. Yeah. No, absolutely.
Without getting too far ahead, what about branding? Are you worried about that or client retention?
No. So, like I said, we've been doing this since 2012. So I would say with multiple subs beyond 3 or whatever, I would say 10 years, maybe 9 years, right around there, that we've been doing it. And I've had 3 people say anything about it where so they wear our shirt. They have a shirt that they buy because they're a subcontractor. I can't give them shit. So they buy the shirts. They have to wear them on our jobs. If anybody comes up and asks for a quote, they give them our card. That's our understanding. If we find out different, you're just out and you just don't make any more money. So it is what it is.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah, that's easy.
You're gone.
There's no.
What about their trucks and their trailers? They got branded.
Fine. If it's out there, that's fine. I mean, if somebody drives by and takes a picture of their truck and they're in back working with my shirt, then that's theirs.
No, I'm saying, but they are branded. You don't try and find people that don't.
Some of them are. I don't put a preference to that. I put a preference towards their personality and their work ethic. People that can get along with the customers. We have really, really good reviews. I mean, it's just awesome. I mean, I get multiple reviews. Pretty amazing. So
let me play out a scenario. Let me play out a scenario. Somebody calls washed out pressure washing. They don't call. They go through and they do your video, which we're going to go into that too, because your video series on your website is legit.
Thank you.
It really is. Y'all need to check this dude out. All right. They go to your website. They go through the system. They get a quote. They approve the quote. They love it. they talk to somebody at dispatch and CSR, and then this guy shows up and it says Jerry Bob's pressure
Yep.
washing on the
Yep.
side.
3
Is
times.
that
3 times that's happened in 10 years. And guess what? They call, hey, I just want to make sure there's a guy out here with North County exterior cleaning on there. We hired you. Like, what's going on? You know, they're freaking out. And I'm like, was he wearing one of our shirts? And they're like, yeah. I go, yeah, that's Tony. He's been a sub for us for like 6 years. You're going to love him. He does amazing work. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure because I was a little confused at the point. And that's it. You just like go over on
Wow.
it. It's not a big deal. Like you just smooth it over. And it's only 3 times in 10 years. That's pretty dang good. Like at that point of frequency, it's not even something really to be concerned with, you know?
So maybe that's just an unhealthy
Mhm.
fear that we're telling ourselves, right? I would
Yep.
argue, I would have
Yep.
argued before this conversation that there's no way that would ever fly. If somebody
Yeah.
else showed up and it wasn't clean image pressure washing,
It
they're
does.
going to be pissed off. But apparently I'm wrong.
Yeah, you just say, yeah, he's great. You're gonna love him. Like Igor, Dirt Fighter. That's Igor right there. He was the first sub I had.
I remember
guy I
that
met.
logo. I remember that
Yeah.
logo from back in the forum days.
That's
Igor.
my boy.
He's been around a
Yeah.
long time, hasn't he?
He has. I mean, he didn't have a logoed up truck back then, but a lot of guys I have now do, as
Yep.
they should, doing residential. But yeah, nobody really says nothing. It's not a big deal.
That's shocking to hear, honestly, and also kind of reassuring because I can't tell you how many times. I'll give you an example. I had a competitor's former employee reach out to me. I'm not going to go into details for obvious reasons, but pay wasn't enough, consistency wasn't enough. Our performance pay, our experience, our local branding, and foothold was strong. So he came on board. I could tell day one that there wouldn't be much training required. He had it pretty well figured out. By halfway through day 3, he cursed me out and quit. I was like, what the heck is going on, right? And so it's, this is not that uncommon, honestly. I mean, how many no-shows for the guys that own businesses, home service companies out there listening to this? How many no-shows have you had? How many guys have you had that didn't make it past day 2? It's so common that I would imagine having I could easily put together a list of 30 plus subcontractors,
Wow.
very local right now that I could get on my list and feel confident that they're going to do a good job.
Mhm.
And that would be way less headache.
That's the point there. I mean, when they take the time to build their own business, they know how much that work means. Like they know, like employees, they don't care. They just want to punch a clock, dude. I don't want employees. Like,
and let's be honest, the thing that you and I are good at is behind a desk, right? That's
100%.
the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at building the brand and getting the phone to ring, and that's the thing. So maybe I need to rethink everything. I need to just sell the trucks.
Sell them to your subcontractors.
Yeah,
they're already wrapped, so you're good there. There goes your branding thing out the window.
I wonder how that works with legal legalities.
It's not your problem. They didn't take the wrap off. They bought the truck from you.
What if they lease the truck?
I've heard about the leasing model too in the subcontracting.
my lead tech. Look, this is my lead tech. Can you see the comments? It's one of my lead techs. Chucky, you're not supposed to be listening to this.
We'll take it out your paycheck.
Chucky,
we can work it off in works. Like you don't have to pay a truck payment. We can work it off in work.
Chucky hurt his ankle last November, I think it was, and he still hasn't come back because he keeps walking on it and hurting it. But he's coming back soon, right, Chuck? Anyway,
don't
so that's another point, right? Like how do you control somebody who gets hurt, right? My main guy, my best guy, hurt himself bad, ended up having to go to surgery. Thank God we had workman's comp and all of that was covered, and he's being taken care of, but he's not making the amount of money he was making before. And we're dealing with that as well. But if it was just subcontracted, so I'm just playing devil's advocate here, Chucky. Don't
it is on them to make sure that they're covered. If you're out there doing the work yourself, you should have AFLAC. That's like, that pays your income if you get hurt. So
right.
Not just, medical bills, but actually a salary to pay your bills and whatnot. So, every person that's in that should have, AFLAC or something similar. As I did have one of the same thing, like my top guy, he got hurt, not on the job. It was after work. And I just paid him. What he usually made and just, get somebody else because I wanted him to get better and get back. So sometimes you just, roll with the punches and it's just part of doing business. It's not a perfect world, but definitely, the workman's comp, it saves you a certain percentage depending on where you're at, not having, be able to do subs and not have to carry workman's comp, for employees. But the overall savings with that, and just not having a bunch of trucks and a bunch of insurance payments and a bunch of tires and maintenance and just everything that goes into that, and where you're going to park them, and just like all that stuff just chews away at your cost. And by doing it this way, all the people that are coming to me, because like, what am I going to do with all these leads? Like these people that want work done, like like you said, am I going to sell them as a lead thing? No, I'm not. Like, a lot of them are generated off of our name, so it's just, it is what it is. It's a different type of model. You got to have the phone to ring though. You got to have leads coming in. You got to spend money on marketing. Like, my phone's not ringing. How much are you spending on marketing? Okay.
All right. So we've got this pretty well covered with the subcontracting. I'm sure I'm going to come up with some more questions. And anybody listening, I'm trying to run through the comments.
That's what I was going to say. Anybody listening live, I can answer questions. I know Cole he wanted to talk to me about this. So I don't know if he's on. I can't tell who's on or not.
I don't think so. We got about 13 right now, it looks like.
Oh, there it is. I found the comments.
Yeah.
Way too late, bro. Oh, okay. Nobody wants to know shit. So, oh well. Dirt. Igor knows all about it. He does a lot of work for me, man. He's a good guy. I love my brother.
All right, we got a question.
There you go. Fred Carter. What's up, Fred? He's out my way. He's up in LA, part of our SoCal Pressure Washing Network. He usually makes it to the meetups. Marketing mix. Well, since I use ResponsiBid, I can tell you what it is for the past 12 months. This is just for residential. This is not for commercial. This is just residential leads, Fred. 71% of our leads came from Google, which is a combination of Google organic and paid traffic. Very minimal paid traffic. I think I spend like $3,000 a month on paid traffic. Referral, 12% of our business came from referrals. 10% of our residential business came from magazine ads. Depending on the time of year, we're in 200,000 to 300,000 mailboxes a month. Yelp, which I don't pay any money for, it's just actually I'm lying. I pay them money to not show my competitors listing on my page and to show my verified license, because we have a contractor's license and hardly any pressure washers out here in Southern California have the proper contractor's license. So I don't mind paying $1 a day for that. But yeah, they gave us 2% of the business 3%. This is what you're going to love. So like Yelp is usually like bottom of the barrel, like type stuff that you're going to get. Like
for sure,
everybody like race to the bottom, like who's the cheapest, blah, blah, blah. Like even if somebody goes on your listing and then like fills out a request, it still goes to like 20 fucking other people. It's like stupid. It's the dumbest thing in the world, but I digress. Our average ticket from Yelp for the last 12 months is $1,330.
Wow.
Our average residential ticket from Yelp.
I might need to look at Yelp again.
But again, you're going through a lot of riffraff to get there. You're doing 20 quotes to get one,
your conversion rate is probably extremely low.
Yeah. 18%.
On Yelp.
From that channel, Yelp is 18%, which is half of our normal.
You're measuring your metrics on your conversion rate per marketing stream. That's impressive.
Yes. Yeah. I can tell you all this shit. I'm a data guy, man.
I am too. I've got all that stuff, except I don't do it we just
channel.
Do conversion rate total per channel. That's very interesting.
Next door Facebook, which I really don't do anything. That's all organic stuff. 2% of our overall total. And then I added a new tab because with our testing of our new AI, so this throws off all our rest of our stuff. It shows me, 1% of our leads came from, I don't know. That's if the AI can't figure out where they came from. But yeah,
questions coming in.
That's my marketing mix, Fred. There you go. The down and dirty right there.
How do you filter subs? He did a job today with 3 subs. Not all of them are equal. That's probably true.
Yes. It is a learning process and learning everybody's production rate. Some work a lot faster than others.
You're speaking my language, dude.
You take those things into consideration on future jobs. So the pay, you're paying for the production rate, like you said, performance pay. Should you pay somebody that works twice as fast, twice as much? Possibly, but you can't figure that out until you see them work and they're on a project. So as you see work,
how do you measure those metrics?
By the foreman that's on site, his feedback as far as, because they know, like when they break up sections of area, who's working faster than the other. Like if this person's doing this, or if their equipment's breaking down, they forgot to fill up their diesel tank. This morning when we're popping gum for 6 hours, like stupid shit like that. It's like, okay, well, the next project, you're not going to be the first person on the list. So,
Yeah.
boom.
So
And
we
then
do
it's
a
like,
similar thing with our lead techs. We
right.
with the performance pay program that we've implemented last year, it's completely changed the way we look at everything, honestly. We're paying easily double what we used to pay and ecstatic to do it.
Oh
And the
yeah.
reason is it's
Get done fast.
accountability all the way around. So a perfect
Mhm.
example is my lead tech today called halfway through a job and said, "Hey, dude, this thing's been underbid. This is all wrong." And the only reason he's calling is because he's a performance pay.
Nice.
So he's looking at this going, I can't maximize my efforts here because
Yep.
this was underbid. Now,
Right.
if he was just an hourly jock, he'd spend
Mhm.
half a day there and
Mhm.
we would lose money and we would have no metrics to back that up. But because he does that and there's accountability, same
Bingo.
thing. You do the same thing with
Bingo.
and I bet you could have a simple Excel spreadsheet or Google Sheets that could literally quantify those metrics for your subs to give them a rating.
Yeah, you
If
could.
if you were that molecular, right?
I don't have
Which
that many, man. I like I have on my list like 12 like go-to guys, and then I got my core like 5 to 6 to like 7-ish, depending on where the job's at and what it is and what it entails. It's not like I don't need to crunch that many numbers, dude. Dang, I'm a numbers guy, but just tell the guy like, hey, that guy's good, that guy's not. Cool, move on to the next one. Like,
yeah. All right, we got
it's
another one. I'm 2.5 years in, just now getting to subcontractors. How can I start work with you guys? Who do I talk to? I know who you talk to. He's right here. Don't call him tomorrow though. He's going to be offshore fishing for.
No, I'll be we have a tavern meeting tomorrow afternoon. So I'll be in the office for a few hours in the morning. Yes, no, join. I mean, if you're in the SoCal press, I shared this in our group. So a lot of these guys are probably, coming from over that group. We're going to have a meetup. It's looking like it's going to be Friday, May 16th. That's going to be the plan right now. I'm going to make the announcement in the group here probably tomorrow. So I can work on getting our sponsors and all our free giveaways that all you guys like and figure out the food that you guys want. Come hang out with us. Like that's like part, like how you build your network is just breaking bread, hanging out with people. Cause if you and I don't get along, just hanging out, eating lunch, drinking beer, hanging out, we're not going to get along working for me. So it's not.
If you can't get along with Jeremy Jennings when you're breaking bread and drinking beer, then something's wrong with you. I promise.
Yeah, exactly. But dude, trust me, there's been guys. So like, whenever I see a new Facebook ad, I see a new company, I see anything new I don't go on Instagram that much, but if I see it, I'll look them up and I'll hit them up. I'm like, hey man, I saw you're new. I'm out of Oceanside. We have meetups in San Marcos. Come hang out with us. Because we're there like twice a month. Like every other week. That's where I like meeting my subs and just give everybody their checks. And we all talk about work and shop talk and stuff like that. And so I tell them to come hang out and just you build up. And then if they have the right equipment, so you have to have the right equipment. Like I can't send you to a job unless you have hot water. Like I can't. And if you don't have a gallon a minute, if you have a 559, depending on the job, yes, that can fly. But if you're going to do any big projects for us or anything with like, it's got to be, 8 gallon a minute, hot water majority of the time. We do promote hot water in our marketing. So if you don't show up with a barbecue, then you're sort of fucked. But that's throw you like a driveway here and like here's a free driveway for you. Go do it. And if I don't get any complaints, okay, you made it past step 1. Okay, you want to go on a ride along with my crew? We go do roofs and stuff. Like I'll let you go ride along, learn how we do it, see how we do it, and then if my foreman gives you the thumbs up or the thumbs down or the thumb sideways, then we go from there. And then you're going to go on a house wash, and then whatever that sub gives you, then that's sort of like, hey, this guy, he needs a lot more training, a lot more, this and that. Then you're too new for me to hire you as a sub. But once you get up to speed, and we'll help you, come hang out, whatever you have problems with, we'll teach you how to work faster, how to do it right, all the right chemicals, how you fix your equipment. Like we'll help you get up to speed, but you got to be up to speed before I can put you on jobs with our name are on the line for.
How does our performance pay work? Just for the sake of, tit for tat here, he's doing the subcontracting model. We have the lead tech model. So for us, it's a commission base, right? They get a percentage of the jobs that they complete on a daily basis. Now, the law says you have to have a base pay bonuses, right? You can't have a bonus structure without a base pay, because if the bonus structure ever goes below minimum wage, your ass is grass, right? You just can't do that. And also it just wouldn't be right. But, and I hope that made sense to you. So let's say that commission for the end of the week is $1,000, but they're paid $15 an hour. You would then take that $15 an hour times whatever they did, and you would take that out of the total $1,000 commission. So you would have the base rate, their hourly pay, plus the difference, which is their bonus pay to get to the $1,000 payroll. And I have a extremely complicated and convoluted Excel spreadsheet that took me a year plus to build, but it works really well, and it's fine-tuned now. And honestly, I could probably sell it. I definitely would love to turn it into an app. So anybody listening that wants to turn that into an app before AI takes over the world, give me a call.
I was gonna say, I can turn that into an app really quick.
Well, let's talk then. Well, just not here. but it's just basically a way to incentivize your lead techs or your technicians to keep going throughout the day. So if it's 3:00 in the afternoon and they have the opportunity to go finish one more $1,000 job, you can't, there's a fine line. You don't want to force anybody to work overtime or by the way, pay overtime as well in that base pay. If you ever go over, overtime is a law. But you want to be really careful not to push people too hard. But if they have the choice, okay, it's 3:00, it's 3:30, and you can go make $225 on this last job or whatever the number is, most likely they're going to take that and be like, oh, definitely, I'm in. Give me that job. And so your production rate goes way up. As a business, your production rate goes way up. And the best part about it is what your percentage of revenue goes towards labor, no matter what. It's whatever your commission rate is, right? So if you agree to pay somebody 15%, you know that your baseline labor rate is never going to go above 15%. Most people finish the year out. They say, oh, I did $350,000. That's great. What did I make in payroll, right? And they don't even know what their payout is. And then at the end of the year, they look at it and say, oh, well, I ended up at 28%, 38% labor costs. Well, that's a killer. 38% will kill you in the service industry. So you have to really look at that, or you could just throw all of that away.
I was about to say, I was like, my subs make like 2 to 3 times.
I'm sure they do. I mean, it makes sense, but they've got the cost to carry.
They have the incentive. They have the incentive to do it. I mean, they have higher costs of doing stuff, and it's like this, let them worry about that. It's a crazy, it's cool, to see. But being out here in California and having that many employees, it's just crazy. It's just be nuts. Yeah. There's Cole.
There he is. I guess he must be in the middle of something super important. I don't know.
Yeah, because he wanted to talk. I know he had some questions. Go ahead and put him in there. We're taking a couple questions there, Cole.
I think he might have dipped out.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what we got. We got Colin says performance pay is the way. This is the way.
No, I agree. Like if I did have employees, 100%, I would be in performance pay. That's punching a clock and just it's not really.
Yeah, I mean Tommy Mello, what's he say? He says hourly's for losers, right? And it's true. It's true. If you have an employee that doesn't want to transition from hourly pay to performance pay, that's a red flag.
Yep.
Right? That's a giant
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
yeah. That makes it easy. That's an easy way to filter out.
All right, let's see. I've got some stuff written down here. I want to talk about 2 things. I want to go back to the very beginning. You said you hired a sales guy right out of the. Talk to me about that.
That he's that guy. He had just moved down from Oregon and was trying to find a permanent position somewhere. And I said, hey, I had a budget. When I did the thing, I'm like, okay, this is how much I have for equipment. This is how much I can pay a sales guy. This is how much it's going to be. This is how much money I have to sell per day. Did all the math. So I had that was my goal, just like that. And I had him come in. I was like, dude, if I put this guy on the phone and he calls every single business in Oceanside and just expands from there and calls every single business, we're going to hit these numbers. I was like, here's your goal. This is what we need to do to do all of this. And he's just bang the phone, just boom, boom, boom. And just started setting up the ones that were worth the shit. He would make a route and go, okay, I'm going to be out in the field, shaking hands, kissing babies on Wednesday this week. Are you going to be around? At that time, we were Ron Musgrave's videos. He had these old school YouTube ones, and he has his own style. We would play those when he used to do these raw calls where he would just call and be like, "It's wrong. Where's the man?
The Godfather." I call Ron the Godfather.
Dude, he would just call and act like he owned the place, and we're just sitting there.
Oh, I remember.
We're like, dude, this, this. And so we would play, like, before he got on the phone and started banging it, he would like play like 3 of his videos and just like, we would call it getting in the Ron mode. And then he would just like get on and start calling. He would just do it, and it worked.
Where you at, Ron? Where you at?
Yeah, it worked. But what he did different is he was setting up in-person demos, and we tried to do that at first, and it fucked everything up because I only had one truck, and if it was doing demos, it wasn't making me money. So like that didn't work. So he would just go there, hi, kid, this and that. Take pictures, send it back to me. Because again, we didn't know how to quote. I didn't know any of this stuff. We're just guessing, like just take a bunch of pictures. I'll look at it and like, I'll figure out a price, and we just did that a whole bunch and got on. I told him to call every property manager that he could find and get on their vendors list. And they're, oh, we have a pressure washer. Yeah, we're not a pressure washer. We have a steam cleaner pressure washer. Do you have one of those? Oh, I don't think so. Cool. Can I just send you our information and get on your vendors list, please? Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to be your like main to bat. Like, just, I want to be your second backup. Like, I'm not trying to take the work, like that. Smart. It's not, you're not selling anything. Like, I just want to be on your list. Like, if that guy doesn't show up or he's busy, like, just call me. That's all you need.
So Ron used to industry events or whatever. I'm talking like 2009, right? Mm-hmm. We would go to some steakhouse or something after an event, and Ron would always sit at the end of the table, no matter what, right? he did that. And there'd be 40 contractors there. And I use the word contractors very loosely. We're power washers, right? There's a difference. And he would sit down and he'd say, immediately he'd say to the server, all right, where's your manager? I need your manager. And I'd be like, oh crap, what happened? And she'd be like, oh yeah, yes, sir. I'll get the manager. And the manager would come over and he would say, have you seen outside? The concrete's disgusting. You got gum everywhere. And he'd say, hey, who at this table lives nearby? No joke. And a local guy would be like, I live here. And they were like, contact him at the end of the dinner. He's going to clean this place up. It's disgusting. Do better. And I was like, what? And he would get the contract. And he's like 900 miles away from his home. It's like, he's a legend.
Exactly. He taught a little spin on that same exact thing. And I used to use it when we first started, because I was always about like just getting work while we're like anywhere. And anytime you go to a restaurant, you ask for the manager, just like that. But instead of just going straight into like the dirty stuff, you compliment them and tell them, man, this food was amazing. The server was great, blah, blah, blah. Because anytime a manager's called, they're always getting yelled at about shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you're never called for a good reason. And you come and you're just like, and they're like, oh, thank you so much, this and that. And then like you just barely mention, like, yeah, I noticed the like entryway was like really dirty. I do pressure washing. Like, can I come clean that up? And like, oh yeah. Total different like engagement, but it's the same tactic. It brings down that. Huh?
Do you barter with restaurants?
No. One of my subs, he does, but I don't. No, it's just.
We do it. We do it all the time locally.
I might have to. I got one guy that owes me quite a bit of money for like 6 months, so we might have to. It's a Michelin restaurant though, so I'm not really too concerned about it.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
It's a Michelin rated restaurant, so I'm like, your bill's getting pretty high, but I know you're good for it.
Is that where you're going for dinner tonight?
I don't know. We'll see.
It's your wife's birthday. You could be going. You could be Chinese. Oh man, she's easy.
Yeah, that's her favorite. It's her choice.
All right, I want to talk a little bit about. So you guys need to check out his website. Is it washedoutpressurewashing.com?
Yep.
Yeah, go.
And if you can fill out a fake quote, that's fine. Just put like test or something in there, or like some funny name like Jack Me Off or something, so I know to delete it and you're not a real person.
Me Off.
But there's no pre-sale follow-up. And so like we get so many leads, I would do a quote, send it off, and then no follow-up. If they want it, cool. If they come back, awesome. Like I'm going on to the next one, because it was like
Sure, I get that.
It was our instant-ish quote, like what you were talking about earlier. Same thing. It's exactly what we did. God, gotta be a better way. Joe Devino and JC Chanowski. I go out 2017 out to them, and they're like, dude, you're not using this. Like, why? Like, look, like we know you like fishing. Like, this lets you go fishing. I'm like, tell me no more. You're like, I come back, I get into it, I way overbuild this thing. Like, I spend all this time and like go to the town and everything, and don't use it for like 6 months because it wasn't perfect. And I'm like,
right.
One day I'm sitting there and I had an epiphany. I'm like, does all this shit really matter? All these questions I'm asking and all, does it really matter?
And when you say questions, you mean the video?
No, I'm talking the automated quotes. The automated quotes. So the videos are easy.
Oh, so you made it too complicated. It wanted too much information.
Like how many this, like
a
how
Megatron
many
of quotes.
Like all these stupid questions, you know, what is the architecture of your home and the level of dirtiness? Like stupid questions that you don't even really need to know. Back to responsibility. stupid. I'm sorry. I got to go. You like
You're good.
confused me with the video stuff. So let me touch on the videos real quick. Videos were easy. They were what I was telling everybody the same damn thing every day over the phone. Super easy. I was saying the same shit 10 times a day. And then I already knew the questions they have. So I wrote down all the questions that everybody always asks so I could answer them in the video. Everybody loved talking to me. That was like, oh, I love talking to you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'll put this on a video. They see me. They know me. The people buy from people. And like now when I talk to people, like, dude, you're the guy from the video. You sound just like him. I'm like, yeah, because I am. Like, it's like they get that connection. They get that face-to-face connection. And I think like if you use Responsibid and you don't use the videos, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're not getting that person to person. Because that's the drawback that you're losing by automating these quotes is that person to person touch. And I like it. So it's having that video there. Yeah, it's not perfect, but like it helps with that. And people are, they know you already. And then tells them how to fill out the quote. They get to the end where the sales presentation. We weren't presenting packages before. We were just selling, like, we do a lot of roof cleaning out here. We were selling roof cleaning. We're like, look, we clean your roof. We got to clean your house because, it's like going to a car wash and washing your roof and not your whole car. Doesn't make any sense. So people, oh no, I just need my roof. My house is painted. Well, it doesn't work because big argument. Like, I don't like that. Right. Like no friction, right? So Responsibid, I look at it, I go, okay, I can present packages with this. So I broke it up and said, took what we were charging for this, made that the basic for the roof only, and then added stuff in the middle, like blah, 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 like rain gutters, house wash, this, and then top package was spot-free glass, at the end. And so I took what we were charging and moved that down here and then made this and this, and we raised our average ticket 40% when we implemented Responsibid. I told you our average ticket across the board is $1,800 for residential.
That's extremely high.
Before it was like 7 or 8. I can't remember, so long ago, but it was like $800 or $7, like somewhere in that range. Yeah. And it's so professional, so easy. People see it and they're like, oh, click. Like,
well, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
If you did have a territory manager or a sales guy that you sent out to that property, how would you use that same process?
So what you do is you put limiters on the criteria. So remember, like you said, the CSR asks those 5 questions and then it goes, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You take that and put it into the form. So like if it meets 4,000 square feet or bigger, no problem. You qualified for an in-person visit. Would you like an in-person visit or an automated quote? Yes. Boom. Like you get that personal thing. Cause even if it is a bigger house, maybe they don't want you coming there.
So like, you would go through the process online just like they would, but you would do it on their behalf. Was that?
No. So I try to get people not to call us.
I mean, like if you're the sales guy and you're going to Mrs. Smith's house.
Oh yeah, you would just fill out the form. Yeah, you would just
do it for her, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. And same thing, like if somebody calls in, we just fill out the form and send it to them. Like we don't actually call them and like send the quote out. We just look it all up, answer the questions for them, and send it to them. And then Responsibid does all the pre-sale follow up from there. However you want to set it up, your touch points. Once it's approved in Responsibid, we schedule it, pushes all the information in a House Call Pro. House Call Pro takes over all the CRM management from there. That's where our technicians send on my way texts, pictures from the job, their work orders in there, where they're going, communication with the customer, everything. I mean, everything's in House Call Pro from there. And then once House Call Pro ends, then Nice Job takes over and does our review sequence. So that's our tech stack in a mini nutshell.
I like that term, tech stack. We do in-person and instant-ish quotes. So we do packages as well, but we're doing it in person, and we don't use a software program for that. When they choose the package, they sign it, and then I take a picture of it, or whoever the sales guy is takes a picture of it, sends it into a coordinator. Coordinator plugs it into Jobber, our tech stack, right? From there, once the job's completed by the lead tech, that's what starts the sequence of contacts for Nice Job, which has been really good for us. Nice job.
So what about your pre-sale follow-ups? How do you do that?
Yeah, that's tough. We just have the coordinator has to do it. And when we're in the busy season, it's really difficult because we're just busy. But we have follow-up email systems that go out. Our conversion rate's right around 62 to 64%, which is, it's right where that's our target. That's where we want to be. If you go any higher than that,
you're not charging
too low. Yeah. You go lower than that, then you're doing something else wrong. But so I like to be right at 60% for our conversion rate. So could our follow-up process be improved? Of course it could.
Yeah. But something to 60%. If you're closing 60%, you're not leaving too much money on the table on the pre-sale.
But this goes back to what we talked about in the beginning too. I'm in such a tight, small market that we dominate that brand identity. So they typically know they're going to go with us when they call. unless they're just sticker shocked, which, happens
Happens.
pretty often. But that's
Yeah.
our job, is to walk them off that cliff. And that's why there's a criteria of whether or not we do an instant quote or we send somebody, because we want to make sure that sticker shock is, we walk them through that and explain why and show them the alternatives, which is something you don't want to do.
Nope. That's what the video's for.
Yeah. I love it.
Different
so
model.
Cole's got a great question. He's got a great question. It says, are you subbing services outside of our industry as well if your customer asked, such as landscape lighting, or do you stick with what your company offers?
Great question there. As far as what I'm subbing through our company name is only what our company offers. Anything outside of our industry, I'm going to just refer the jobs to them and make an agreement with them. You pay me X amount of percentages of all the jobs I send to you. I don't try to middleman that. It's just, a straight, give me 10% or whatever. I mean, depending on if it's like a huge, like if it's like pavers. So you have, the people that you're going to network with, right? Your pavers, your landscape design guys, your roofers. I mean, and your builders and painters. Those are like your 5 core other trades that you're going to like send work back and forth to. I have no interest in trying to sub out a paint job or any of that shit. It's like, hey, call him. The painters and all that, I don't want to kick back, because guess what? When they get a job that's too big, they're going to hire us. The roofers, they don't want to kick back. Their tickets are 10 times ours. Like, I have roofers that send us so much work, and I'm like, dude, what do you want for Christmas? Like, let me send you something. And they're like, no, man, I have $1 million in accounts receivable waiting on it. Like, I don't care about your 10 grand. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm like, okay, dude. Like,
yeah, I've even discovered that even the sales guys don't give a damn about the referrals. They're making $200,000 to $400,000 a year. So they don't care about your $300 referral for pressure washing.
Yeah.
So so what do you do?
Yeah.
When they send you
nothing, I can't. I just like, thank you, man. Like every time they call me, I bend over backwards. I'm like, what do you want? Like, you need this job done yesterday? I got you. Like, that's it. Yeah. Like, that's all they want. It's cool. And like, and they're there for you. Like when anything goes wrong, or like, hey, you made a leak or whatever, like, no problem. Let me call my roofer. He'll come out there, do an inspection, take care of you, throw them a few $100, and they're like, everything's good. So landscape lighting, if it was landscape lighting, I would think that the landscape lighting guy would be possibly sending me work. So I probably wouldn't charge anything. If I had a lot of requests for landscape lighting, I would maybe ask for like a 5 or 10% kickback. That's but it's not, I mean, we don't really get referrals for that. Like I said, landscape lighting out here in California it's sunny all the time, dude. I don't even know if sun ever goes down. It's nice.
So I'm going to paint this whole picture for you so you understand what Jeremy's created. He's basically created a lead generating process through a brand, right? There's a big difference. You could be a lead generator on Google. You could be a lead generator on TikTok. It doesn't matter, but he's built it through a brand in his local market. And then he takes that lead and he's subcontracting up to 60-70% of the work. So he has one truck with 2 employees and they're doing only residential, primarily residential, right? And then y'all think about this though, 70% of his work, he subcontracts out to a network of people he knows he can count on, that he's helping grow their businesses in their local market. I mean, it really is truly incredible. I honestly don't know if this would work in my market. I have my doubts. But
don't knock it until you try it. The easiest way. Well, you have enough input. How many trucks are you running now? I mean, like
we're running 3. We're in a very, very small market.
Yeah. It's a tough. I don't even know. Yeah. It's hard to say if it would work there. Somebody would just have to try it. The way to easy do it is just, I mean, how far out do you stay booked? I mean, see, for you guys have like weather and shit. So seasons. So what do you stay out like with 3 trucks? Like, cause I would say anytime you get past like the 10 to 14 day mark is where you should start looking to have subcontractors.
Agreed.
Like
Or buy a new truck, right? That 2 week mark is when you need
right. But we're trying to break you into the other model.
That's
baby steps. So
baby steps.
And
no, you're right. You're right. And honestly, it would be an easy way to step into that. To have one guy on, or just a handful of guys on deck that could be subbed, and just treat them like a lead tech and jobber in our operating system. Yeah, it's definitely something. I hope it doesn't keep me up tonight, but
trust me, once you get to that mark and you start, we call them stack them and rack them. That's what we say. Like I have an office guy that helps me out and always on our messenger, stack them and rack them. Like, cause I'm all, man, should we do this one in house or should I sub it out? He's like, stack them and rack them. And as soon as you get that mentality in there, your revenue just like whop and like just, you're like, whoa, like this is awesome.
There's so many local guys here that a guy in a truck or a guy with a trailer that don't have branding on the side of their
So
trucks,
give
that
them
don't have the
look,
work.
exactly.
I'm thinking
Send them
about
some
it.
small ones. Like
This is why I wanted to have this podcast.
Yeah,
I only do podcasts that I feel like I can benefit from. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, my truck's going to be working on a higher ticket, and you're stacking and racking them. You got that small,
right.
like it's just.
So here's the thing, right? Because you mentioned seasons. We do have a season here, so you have to be really careful. That's why we offer all these extra services to try and fill in that gap, and it is difficult. So we usually have 2 to 3 trucks sitting because we offer holiday lighting. We're doing gutter installation services coming up soon. We've got all these different aspects. We have a maintenance program we're building out. So it's like we get to that 2 to 3 week booked out mark. And when we're booked out, I mean, we're knocking out some serious production on a daily basis with our
burning your guys. Crew. Yeah.
So when we get to that 2 to 3 mark, it's a big decision on whether or not I go out and buy that $57,000 truck and put a $20,000 rig in the back.
Sub it out.
I have exactly,
Share the wealth.
Because if you make the wrong decision halfway through the season or 2/3 of the way through the season, like this industry is tight. You better have your numbers in order. So dude, I'm listening. I
agree 100%. It helps with that. What is Dan always, Mr. Plata, Daniel Plata, what he always talks about, the lead flow versus production rate. Like anytime those two things are out of whack, it's stressful. So it's like he has a saying, and it's so true. It's so true. There he is.
Ron, you missed it. We were talking about you earlier, so you'll have to jump in there and listen to it. You'll like it.
Watch the replay.
Yeah. You got any questions for us, Ron? We're talking about the subcontracting. I know you do. Pretty impressive, man. Pretty impressive. I guess I got to play devil's advocate, right? I'm going to do it. For the people that are watching this that want to call you a stinking moron, I'm going to play devil's advocate. So I guess the customer retention and the branding, specifically in a small market, that's the thing I struggle with the most. They're calling Clean Image because of the brand, because of the reputation, because of the 5-star reviews. Because they've seen the trucks around town, they've seen the billboards, they've seen the social media. I have a hard time wrapping my
self-limiting belief. It's a self-limiting belief.
What if I mean, if they have no logos and they're wearing my shirt, I get it, but
it's not that big of a deal, man.
Really?
It's not.
Well, you know what? This brings up a good point, because I was hesitant to hire a VA to answer phones for me a couple seasons ago because of the accent. And we're in the South. I just wanted to make sure that there was nothing. And, it was all in my head, because I would call random clients and just say, hey, how was your experience? And they were like, oh yeah, Zoe was great. And I'd be
didn't even mention it. Yep.
Yeah. I'd be like, okay, any issues, with cultural and they were like, no, not at all. She was amazing. And I was like, okay, what do I know?
Yeah. Move on. Like, we worry about the craziest little things and we think like, oh, it's like this. And we let that like hold us back like sometimes. And it's just like, once you do it, you're like, it's not even it wasn't even a big deal. It's not. It's funny you mentioned that, because I can do our answering service. We can make it have a Southern twang to it if you want.
Oh gosh, we didn't even jump into that. First, let's do this question. Oh, that's my wife. Let's see this question first. Do you have a written sub agreement? That's a great question.
That is a great question. Should I have one? Yes. I do not. Yep.
ChatGPT take 2 minutes.
Exactly. It would take 2 minutes. All I require is a business license for the city that you're based out of, general liability insurance, and it's called a workers' comp. It's like an exemption form, basically saying here in California, if you're a sole proprietor, you don't have to have workman's comp. So you have to have that form, insurance, and a business license, 8 GPM burner, preferably. That's it. Dude, if I have to have a formal agreement with you and make it all fine, you probably shouldn't be working for me. I have plenty of other people to like. That's just, I pick who I want to work with. I'm not trying to grow this and expand this, make it a big franchise and take this model throughout the whole world or whatever. So if I would have an agreement, but right now, no, I don't. It's my word.
So here's what my wife said. She said they call because they love me. So
there you go.
Our coordinator. She answers the phones, and she is really, really good at it.
Well, when she's sleeping, we can have Amanda take over.
There you go. So let's jump into that, because that's super interesting. I'm gonna let you take over from here.
All right.
I don't want to debauch.
I'm not going to go into this like super crazy, but when I first started, I didn't tell you this. So when I started the company, the first thing I'm a huge believer in is answering your phone by a live person. That's my number one pet peeve. Like with marketing, if you're not answering the damn phone. Why are you even marketing? Why are you even doing anything? So I hired virtual receptionists right out the gate on any business that I start. That's one of the first expenses that I pay for, because I don't want spam calls. I only want to talk to people that are interested to me. And I had to have all back then. So again, this is like over a decade ago. The call center had to be inside the United States. I didn't want, like you were saying, I didn't want it to sound like we're coming over there. And so I still use Receptionist HQ. All their call centers were in the United States for many years. Well, the past year or two, when I was testing, so before I'd call like 2 a.m. and like try to like trick it, like, you are, where are you at? North Carolina. Oh, damn it. Okay, bye. But nowadays they sound a little bit like they're offshore, and it's not the kind of like experience that I want my customers to have when they call their business. And I don't want an employee, right? Like, that's my whole business model. Like, why do I want, like, could I hire a VA and get somebody good like you have, Trevor, or you had found? Yeah. I could call JC and Angela, and I'm sure they would find somebody that's a perfect fit for me, but they're a human still. I want to have somebody that's works all the time and doesn't cost anything and is better than a human. A person that can get the email address right, not have to repeat back everything. Right. Like, I mean, if you ever talk to like a call center, when you call in, you're trying to like give them your email address, and they're like, and you're like, dude, no, you got to run. Like, it's all wasted time. Like, again, Amazon mentality. People want this bam, 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 bam. The technology is there. It's like right. 95%, but majority
so you haven't used the word yet. So maybe people are like, what's he talking about? He's talking about artificial intelligence answering the phone.
Voice, not this text back. Everybody's been doing for years, like Zero Talk and everything. You call, it texts you back, and the AI takes over through a text communication. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about voice, talking to another person. If the person wanted to do everything online, they would have just filled out an online quote on our website. So like, well, our situation might be a little bit different, because like a lot of people, like on their website or whatever form of marketing, send us a message like, we want to talk. So it probably works good for that, but I'm not about that. They're already getting the automated. The people I need to take care of are the people that want to talk on the phone and have that little handheld touch. That's hard to do. It's got to be good. In November, Voice AI launched. GPT launched a little version of it, or I'm sorry, High Level launched a version of GPT in there. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Let me test this out. And I was like, raw, like no change. Like, it worked okay. Like, I was blown away. I was like, this is the fucking future right here. Like, this is it. No question. It's the future. But this is way far. Like, this shit's fucked up. Like, I couldn't have this answer on my phone, but I was showing people, I'm like, this is cool. So we've been working the whole time, said, screw it, figured out that that's not the right way. Started building models like directly off the different language models. So we have like, I don't know, it's crazy. Like all these different voices, like 100 voices, guys, girls, how they sound. You can tell them sound cowboy, whatever. I mean, it's endless. It can schedule appointments in your calendar now. It can call people. It can do all kinds of crazy stuff. All I want this to do right now, answer my phone and answer questions and collect the contact information from customers. I've got it there. It's working. It's freaking amazing. And it's better. I've tested a lot of ones that are out there, all the popular ones. They don't do what this does. It's on the back end. It's the programming. And it's like, it's a weird thinking when you're building these things, because it's like a baby genius. It knows everything, but it doesn't know what to do with it. It's just like, you have to tell it everything, but like, you don't,
it's book smart versus street smarts.
Yeah,
like, you got to have a little of both.
Yeah. It's almost like coding, but it's not. And it's like this weird, like, sales guy coding mix that you have to learn to like program it right. And the only way to tweak it is by making calls, call this. The problem like I was having was calling from my phone. The damn thing's so smart. It knew it was me calling. So it wasn't doing it right because it wasn't like, God damn it, you're too smart. Now her name's Amanda. So like, it's our running joke. Like, you need Amanda. Like somebody will call and I'm like, what the fuck is this? They need Amanda.
All right. So I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second again, because I think it's important to always have two sides of it.
Before you do that, let me tell you, if you sound pissed off or you're angry or you want to talk to a live human or what the fuck is this or give me something that, it'll transfer the call directly to me. A warm transfer. It'll call me and tell me I have Mrs. Jones on the line. She's upset. Wow. She'd like to talk to you. It does that.
That's impressive.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So there's this, you might hate me for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. There's this whole movement of grassroots revival, if you will, of personal touch that's happening across the nation, the whole world, really. And all of a sudden, we went from being, you call it the Amazon experience, where you order something in most parts of this country, you can get it that day, right? So we got this got to get it now mentality, and we started getting used to dealing with robots and AI answering machines and whatever. 5-6 years ago, you'd hang up the phone immediately. Now you expect it. So when you expect it, but you actually get a well-trained, polite human. Hold on. You actually get a well-trained, polite human. That feeling is so much warmer and so much more inviting that I think there's this grassroots movement kind of going backwards.
I love that segue, Trevor. That's an awesome segue. Thank you.
All right, go ahead.
I agree 100%. Like I said, I am a huge advocate of a live person answering the phone. That was the first thing I said when we started talking about artificial intelligence. Okay. Let me play something for you.
All right, play it.
Let me get my volume up here. Good.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Washed Out Pressure Washing. This is Amanda speaking. How can I assist you today?
Hi, can I get a quote for pressure washing my roof?
Absolutely. I can help you with that. To provide an accurate quote, I'll need a few details. Could you please tell me your full name?
Yeah, actually, first, I had received this letter from my insurance company, and it said that they were going to discontinue my service if I don't get my roof cleaned up. Is that something you can help with?
Yes, we can definitely help you get your roof cleaned so you can get reinstated with your insurance. Once the service is complete, we'll send you an email with an itemized receipt, including our contractor's license, a roof tile assessment, and before and after pictures to show the work was done. That way you can easily forward it to your broker. Now, to get started on the quote, could you please tell me your full name?
Sure, yeah, it's Craig Neal.
Thanks, Craig. Can I also have your phone number, please?
Yeah, it's 949-306-8087.
Got it. That's 949-306-8087. Would you mind sharing your email address as well?
It's craig@newportseo.com.
Thanks, Craig. Now, could you tell me the street address of the property you'd like pressure washed?
Yeah, it's 225 Avenida de la Grula in San Clemente, California.
Thank you. What's the zip code for that address?
Oh, it's 92672.
Great, thank you. Are you already a customer with us, or is this your first time reaching out?
It's my first time reaching out.
Thanks for letting me know, Craig. How did you hear about Washed Out Pressure Washing?
From a magazine ad, actually.
Perfect. Now, the main area you'd like pressure washed is your roof, correct? Are there any other areas you'd like us to clean while we're out there?
No, that's it.
Got it, Craig. Thanks for all the details. I'll prepare a quote for your roof cleaning and get that sent to you shortly.
Bam.
That's legit. I got to give it to you. That is legit. and for the record, that's not a real person. That is a test call. So
yes.
You're not giving out somebody's information.
Yep, that was a test call. That
Look
is,
at Cole.
dude. And so those questions, she propagates that directly into Responsibid for me. So all that stuff, all that stuff gets inputted into so we even built it. She asked if you're a returning customer or a new customer. This isn't ready for launch yet. We're just answering phones right now, but we've already built this. We've already tested it and it's functioning. It can, if it says they're a return customer, it instantly pings your CRM and looks up that customer based upon the caller ID and will pull up and be like, hey, I noticed we cleaned your windows 4 months ago. Do you want the same service or is something different this time? It does all of that. Didn't ask for the phone number. It'll say,
without a doubt, this is the future. Without a doubt.
She doesn't sound like mush mouth. She's going to sound the exact same way every single time somebody calls. She never has a bad day, doesn't call in sick, her dog never dies. It's just, the technology's there. It's just got to be trained the right way, which is what we're working on. So I just wanted to share that with everybody.
Awesome stuff, man. Hopefully you don't have to subcontract any pressure washing ever again. I hope you become an overnight success because that exists.
It's not overnight. We've been working on it for 5 months now. So it's
exactly. There's no such thing as an overnight success.
Yeah.
Dude, that's really cool stuff. And okay, so let's say halfway through that interaction, the guy says, "Hey, is this a robot?"
So she's trained to say, "Yes, I'm Amanda, the AI assistant here to help you get your quote." So, yep. And we have in our initial testing. So I'm running magazine ads to the bot right now, like running real world testing on it. I don't want to unleash something that I'm not 100% confident in answering my phones. If I'm not 100% confident in answering it exactly like how I like, and it's not about tricking the people. It's about tricking the ones that don't realize, and the ones that do realize, it's not like I'm here to do a better job than a human is.
That should be the response, honestly.
Did you hear that street address? Did you hear that street name? Like 1122 De La Grula. That would have, dude, how long would your receptionist been on the phone trying to figure out that damn address? Dude, it's come on. And she nails it majority of the time with the spelling. And if she doesn't get it, you just type in the address and on Google and then it pulls up the right address, it's super easy.
Yeah.
If
there's so many promptings that you could have flow from, you could, as soon as she gets the email, she could say, okay, great. I just sent you an email of what to expect during our pressure washing process.
100%.
Right.
Yep. Would you like a book? Would you like a book
I
a
could
walkthrough right
create-
now? Yeah, you qualify for a live person walkthrough. Would you like to book an appointment right now? She'll ping your schedule and book your salesman guy to go out there.
So you were saying earlier that basically it can read frustration on the other line and can
Tonality.
say, yeah, and go ahead and transfer you.
Yep.
I think it's brilliant. I think it's the future.
Yep.
I hope you
It's
beat
great.
everybody else to market, because I think you're an awesome dude, and I'd love to see you success.
Thank you, Trevor.
And honestly, if my wife's not watching anymore, she might get replaced by Amanda.
Hey, just start with after hours, man. Just
What Amanda does? Amanda always follows the systems.
Hey, dude. So I had it do an upsell. So that part where she was asking about like the roof, like just your roof, anything else you want to clean. Like I had to tone her down because like she was like, do you want to clean? Like she knows all our services. She's trained off your website. So like when we set her up, we scrape your website with her and she learns everything about your company. And then we take like all your scripts, your phone scripts, and train her on everything. Any other stupid questions you want, she knows the answer to everything. Like if you ask her who the owner was, how long we've been in business, like you can go down the thing and it's so easy just to, like teach all that stuff. But the upsell, she was like trying so hard, like she would be like, are you really sure you don't want a house washer like yourself? Like, dude, like it was like you had to tone her down. And in the beginning, she was a bitch. She was like, so like she's trying to get her job done. Like, dude, she's always trying to make herself more. It's so weird. Like, and I'm all tone her down, be more friendly. And then she was like, oh, sorry, my bad. And I'm like, no, you can't talk to customers like that. So it was a fun experience, like training this. So if somebody says, there's going to be a stigma with AI and voice AI in general.
Sure.
Where they're going to be like, oh, I tried that. It sucks because they had some guy that was like, oh, this.
One instance.
It's just raw dog prompts. It's not like custom tailored to like, I can take any industry and plug in the stuff, but the framework of how she operates and talks and reacts is the hard thing to like nail down. I have her doing automated quotes. I haven't really told many people that, but I have her actually filling out.
You just did. You just told a lot of people.
We have tested her filling out the quote form on RB, hands off 100%. She has sent off automated quotes by asking people the type of roof they have, the square footage and all that. Tested, it's worked. It's nowhere near for us to be selling it yet, but that's on the horizon. So
things are changing so fast. Just imagine like all those videos you spent all that time implementing that. It's all going to be gone soon.
Gone.
Wasted effort. Yeah. Things are moving so fast, y'all. If you're listening to this, you're still stressing about hiring a CSR or somebody to answer the phones. Probably need to start making faster moves and pay attention, because this is the future. And you're going to have guys like Jeremy Jennings move into your community and just start subcontracting everything out to your competitors.
I have a crew of men.
So Jeremy, if you ever want to move to the beach, just give me a heads up. Okay. I don't want to go out swinging.
We'll do franchise model for you. Franchise.
There you go. Man, this was awesome, dude. Y'all got any questions before we tap out? We're looking at an hour and 23 minutes. Still got 13 people watching live. Cole Sycophus making jokes as he usually does. He said he called Craig, the guy that called the AI, and he got the job and subbed it out already.
Of course you did, Cole. Good. I hope you did, because that means you're going to come to California. I'll take you fishing.
There you go. Hey, I got one for you. So you're calling the app or the company, whatever you want to call it, NSER.ai.
NSER.ai. Yep.
NSER.ai. Okay. How do people? And there's a logo at the top right of the screen. How do people kind of keep in touch and up to date with you? Do you have some way of doing that so that they know when it's kind of producing? And
yeah, I mean, probably the best way is to just like message me on Facebook, Jeremy Jennings, or do we even put a quote form on the website yet? Our website is NSER.ai. NSER.ai. Yep, there you go. Perfect. So there it is. We're still working on that because I've been more focused on, but if there's a contact form on there, it's probably just book an appointment. So you can do that too. But yeah, just message me on Facebook. That's probably the easiest way. And I'll just keep you in. Let me see. Do we have a contact form? Contact us. Yeah. Oh, unable to find form. So no, we do not have a contact form. So message me on Facebook. Do not email us at info@yourcompany.com, because that is not our email address. And don't, it's all like blank stuff in there still. So we're working on the website. Message me.
I put you on the spot there, but
yeah, it's all good, dude.
Like, with Jeremy, if you guys aren't following him on social media, do that.
I think every business owner needs this. It's the coolest thing I've seen in a freaking long time. So it's something, again, I'm not trying to go like super hard with it, but I know that every business owner needs it and it will sell if everybody needs it. So
I think without a doubt, every business owner will have this at some point. And when I say business, I mean an actual business. I don't mean the owner operators, nothing against owner operated outfits. You know, they're the backbone of America, honestly. But the companies that are trying to scale, I think you're gonna be priced out if you're not doing something like this. And the reason I say that is I assume it's going to be a lot more expensive to have 1 to 3 CSRs making mistakes, not being perfect, than it's gonna be to have one operating system. So I think you're ahead of the times. No surprise there.
She can handle 100 calls at a single time. And guess what? If you fire her, you don't have to train another person because you can't fire her. But when you have people there, your CSRs, you train them all this stuff and they get a new job, you know, they're really good and they get somebody else recruits them. You got to start over and start like training everybody again. And it never forgets. It's always there. That's a big difference.
Hey, Jordan. Yeah, I got your question. You know, I'm on TikTok. I think it's probably Clean Image PW. You know, TikTok's a great place. YouTube's a great place. I do pro tip Tuesdays, things like that, just like basic tips. That's way too broad of a question to answer here, but there's tons of stuff. And obviously you can reach out to me or Jeremy, you know, anytime, send us a message. But
I can tell you what to do, Jordan. Pick up the phone and call them or pay somebody to do it for you. That's your easiest way.
Hey, there's a question. What about, can Amanda do that?
Yes.
Not yet. Yes.
Yes. Not all of them. I don't want to ask
too much.
Okay. Let me, can it do it? Can it do it? Yes. Is it legal? No. I'll just tell you that. Can it do it? Yes.
Okay.
Is it legal? No. So right now, what we limit it to is follow-up. So like if they booked an appointment and you want to call them to confirm their appointment or like tell them all the questions, like what your normal CSR would do, we do that. But we're not going to send her out as a cold call because that will get us banned through Twilio and it's highly illegal. And it's like $5,000 per call or some stupid shit. So
do you remember back in like 2000, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, and
Backsplash?
everybody was up in arms about Google. You know, why are they all up in my business? Why are they, you know, they're gathering my data. It's horrible. And now it's like, it's just a modern part of life. We all like, we accept it and we want it. Honestly, I love shopping on Facebook. I love scrolling on Facebook because it already knows what I'm thinking, you know? So it's like, I don't even have to get on Amazon anymore. I'm like, if I'm thinking about buying a rooftop tent for my truck for when I go camping, JC, you know, then I can just get on Facebook and chances are it's heard me talking about it and they'll be, you know,
they heard you talking about a blue one. So they're showing you a blue one.
Exactly. So, you know, we've transitioned into this, you know, Seth Godin in a book called Permission Marketing calls it permission marketing, right? Where, you know, that's the reason you have like an opt-in on a website or 5 reasons, you know, or 5 things to look out for. Just give me your email and your phone number and I'll, you know, give you this free ebook, whatever it is. It's called permission marketing. You're giving somebody permission to market to you. So the power in that is way stronger. It's the same thing. We've given up that power. We don't care anymore. Anybody can market to us at any point. The loudest marketer typically wins. And it's just it's a crazy battlefield. And 10 years ago, you couldn't have convinced me that that was going to happen, but it did happen. And so is this. This is going to happen. I fully believe that. Are you early to the market? Probably, but you know,
better
you want to be late. Dude, I'm happy for you, man. I'm pumped. I think you're going to kill it. Y'all go follow Jeremy Jennings. Make sure you keep in touch because if you don't, you're going to miss it.
Send me a message. Thanks, Trevor.
All right, brother. Appreciate y'all. See ya.